Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome. This is episode 56 of the Model Shop, and I'm your host, Boyd Crompton. We're uh, coming to you on the video from our shop here in San Antonio, Texas. And this is a rebroadcast of our episode 56 original broadcast. I accidentally deleted that video when I was doing some editing on my YouTube page. So a lot of you asked us to repost the video. Luckily, the program that I use to broadcast saved the individual videos that we had on camera that showed the work that we were doing in the shop. And tonight we're going to be working on the Boot Hill Express, the model that I'm working on for our Halloween group build on the Google Plus community for the model shop. We've got an out-of-the-box kit review of this brand new kit from Revell. This is the 1/25th scale Starsky Hutch Ford Torino. A lot of us have been wanting to get this kit. It was delayed several times, but they finally released it, so we'll have a out-of-the-box review for that for you. And then we're going to be doing some work on the Shuttle Tydirium that I've been working on. I've got that mounted onto a mounting rod now, and we're going to be putting the big pieces together so we can get it all sealed up and locked down and connect all of our final wiring and everything. So that'll be pretty cool. And then towards the end, we're going to come back with another demo of a new soundboard that I'm working on for the TrekWorks Signature Series line of soundboards. This one's for the Submarine Seaview from the classic Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea television show. A lot of you guys remember that one. Mobius has re-released those models, both the Seaview and the Flying Sub. So that will also work with all the different scales of Seaview kits that are out there. So we'll have a look at that towards the end of the show. Right now it's time to have a look at our sponsors. We'll be right back after that with the out-of-the-box review of the Starsky Hutch Torino. See you then, guys. All right, everybody, back with another model kit review for you guys tonight, and this is the brand new Revell 1/25th scale Starsky and Hutch Ford Torino. This is a kit that a lot of us have been waiting to get. It got delayed a little while, but it's finally been released, and they did a great job on it. We're going to have a nice look at the kit, pull it out of the box here, and show you all the parts. This was a smash hit television show back in the 70s, starring Paul Glazier and David Soul, and both of them went on to have great careers after the show. And then they made a movie about this just a few years ago, which was another big hit. And this is a fantastic car, and it's very accurate to the original car on the television show. So without further ado, let's pop this out of the box. You can see the detail here on the box art, some pictures of the actual model. It's got the Ford big block engine in there and the included siren on the roof, and nice interior detail, including the original police radio that's installed in the car. So let's open the lid and see what we get, guys. We'll start off with the body here first, and you can see this is a very well done body. It's nicely molded. I can't see any major flaws or anything in it. It's got a little bit of swirling in the plastic here and there, but the look of the car looks really, really good. I know they went back and forth on this design quite a few times to get this shape here correct on the back. There were actually a couple of different versions of Torinos that year. This one's referred to as a notchback, where it has sort of the kind of more pronounced roofline, and there's also a fastback version, which had a little bit more sloped and sleek looking roofline on it. But this was the body style used in the car for the television show. It comes out of the box with the chassis kind of stuck inside the body here. We'll pull that out and show you how that looks. They've got this kind of design here where the chassis actually snaps into these little slots here on the bottom side of the body, so it fits nice and tight, and you got a nice place to glue everything down, so that's kind of cool. But like I said, the besides a little bit of swirling in the
you know, the plastic mold here, it's not bad at all. It'll clean up really nice with a light sanding and a couple coats of primer and sanding down. That'll look great. We'll move that out of the way and go to our second sprue here, which you can see includes the hood. Looks like the seat back here, the dash, some interior detail. Here's our little police radio, which is nice. The original steering wheel and the gas and brake pedals, and our side mirrors here. What's nice about this kit too is you actually see they've got two little holes cast into the body here, so you can place the mirrors and not worry about smudging your glue around and stuff like that. That's kind of nice because those mirrors are always kind of difficult to mount on your body without getting a little bit of problems going on there. Here's the interior bucket. It looks to be very accurate. It's got the exact trim and everything that we see on the interior of a Ford Torino. Bench seat, front and rear. And that looks pretty good. Here you have the suspension parts. Have the front end with the torsion bars and the center link there. Doesn't look like it has a steerable front end, but it's still pretty good. Here we have the vinyl molded tires. The tires in the rear are slightly wider than the front tires, so that's just perfect for the car as well. Really nice. And then we have our engine here, which is the big block Ford. I believe this car optionally had a 460 cubic inch engine or a 400 cubic inch engine, and that was quite a popular setup back in those days. This one's set up pretty wild. It's set up with a dual quad carburetor setup on it with the old style Cobra oval shaped air cleaner. It has the header type exhaust manifolds and the fan with the clutch and everything on it. Looks like the oil pan has the starter sort of cast into it on the side there, so that's pretty cool. Drive shaft here, cylinder heads, shock absorbers, and you can see the dual quad intake there and our drive belts. Another small sprue here, which includes part of the rear differential, the water pump, and they've got the fuel pump cast into the edge of that. We have the radiator and core support with the fan shroud. And then we have our, actually the core support here, dual exhaust system, cover for the transmission pan. This is kind of a sort of a housing that goes on the firewall for the AC and the blower unit. The inner wheel halves, master cylinder here. So you get a fair amount of detail on this to do the engine bay and everything. I'm not going to pull these parts out of the bag here yet because they're easy to lose, but you can see we've got some nice clear red parts here for the police siren on the roof and the red taillights, so it'll be very easy to light this car if you decide you want to do that. Then we have our windshield, our back glass, the small quarter glass inserts, and the separate headlights. I always like it when they do model kits and they give you the actual separate lenses for the headlights instead of just making a chrome grille with the lenses already molded in. It looks a lot more realistic with the separate lenses. And then here we've got our chrome, which looks to be really nice. It's not streaked or any scratches or anything in it. It looks like it's really, really done well. The grille is beautiful here. You've got the original aluminum slot wheels for the car, which you'll want to tone these down if you want it to look more authentic. They were aluminum and not a highly polished finish like they are here. But we have our two 4-barrels, our Cobra type oval air cleaner, our cylinder heads, front and rear bumpers, the headlight surrounds, and the rear view mirror, and some inserts over here for the side view mirrors. So that's a nice little touch they included too. And we'll finish off this part here by looking at these last small little parts. These are just little small inserts that go in the fill panels here on the front edges of the bumper, and that's what those are for. And you've got these 4 little inserts here for your axles, which are nice because they're metal. That'll be a lot stronger than the usual plastic type spindles that we get with these model kits. And here we see the decal sheet. I'll go ahead and take this backing off of here. And we of course get the famous zebra stripe that wraps all the way around the car. Hopefully that fits pretty well. But you get some nice attention to detail here. They've got the wood grain insert for the dash, all the gauges, which I always like it when they do that. Our side marker lights here. What else have we got? We've got the center, the centers for the wheels on here, the logos that go on the centers of the tires. We've got the word Ford here to put on the individual letters to put on the front of the upper part of the grille, which is great. And then back on the rear, the small Ford logo and the Grand Torino logos that go on the side of your front fenders here. So that's really cool that they included that. Just trying to look and see what else we have. Yeah, we've got these little, real little tiny round ones here that are for the wheel center caps. Even the detail for the center part of the steering wheel, which is great. That's great that they included that. And of course, let's see if I can read these. The California license plates, the original license plates for the car. So that's a great little decal set too. I'm really pleased with that. So let's have a look at the instructions here before we wrap this up. You can see that you start off with your usual way, building the engine first, putting the block halves together, then the cylinder heads, the valve covers, the lower transmission pan, got a separate oil filter here, and then you go on with the belts, the water pump, the intake manifold, the carburetors, the exhaust manifold, alternator, and fan. Then you drop the engine down into the chassis, put the radiator core support together with the radiator and shroud, attach your hoses. And you come over here and do your exhaust, your front suspension, rear suspension, add your drive shaft, your rear shocks. Then you build up your wheels, attach those onto the chassis, and then you go for the interior. And you can see here they've got the actual police radio. You install all of your details, your decals for your gauges. You got your foot and brake, gas pedal and brake going onto the lower half of the dash. And then you build the interior bucket and finish up with doing all the work on the body, putting the glass in, and then of course putting it all together. So pretty straightforward on that. Here we go with the adding some of the chrome trim onto the outer body now, the taillight assemblies, the rear bumper, the hood, and the side mirrors. And finally they've got a really nice paint guide here on the back along with a decal placement guide. So again, this is a great kit. It was definitely worth waiting for, and I'm very excited about getting a chance to build it. And you guys will definitely see this one coming up very soon here on the channel. And hopefully it'll be a popular kit. Like I said, it's been heavily anticipated by a lot of people in the modeling community. I know people have tried to build these up out of different kits that are available. There's been a few different Ford Torino kits that have been released, but they were never the accurate car. So I believe this is like a 74 or 75 Torino. So now we've got another version of the Torino that we can build. Even if you don't want to do the Starsky and Hutch car, you can build this as a different car altogether, but you'll have the correct body style. So very cool, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. Another model kit review here for you guys. We're going to come right back, and we're going to be working on the Boot Hill Express, guys. It's time to get started on the Halloween build so I can get it finished in time for our spooktacular Halloween show that we're going to be doing. I can't wait to do that show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Be right back on the bench with the Boot Hill Express, everybody. Back with you again, guys, and here's a little update on my 1/24 scale Boot Hill Express by Monogram. I'm building this one up, like I said, for our Halloween series on the model shop here. And I've been having a lot of fun with this one. This is a great little kit. As you can see, I've been working on the chassis here a little bit, getting the front and rear suspension put in place and the wheels and tires mounted. A lot of detail in this kit. It's great. They give you all the little chrome tricked out suspension parts. You know, it's got a really old school kind of straight axle front end on it and the double leaf spring with the yoke in the center and the back. It's really, really cool. And so I was really careful removing all these parts from the sprue. They're really delicate. And we had a little bit of flash on some of the parts here and there, so I carefully cleaned that up with my hobby knife. And we had some flash in the front spokes here on these wheels, but got it all cleaned up really nice. I'll point out that I used my Dremel tool with this little, if I can grab it here real quick for you guys, this little wire wheel that I have. Because it's really important, if you guys know, when you're gluing together chrome parts especially, you've got to either scrape or get rid of that chrome plating that's on the top, or the glue doesn't tend to bond to that very well. So everywhere we had a little contact point or a tab or whatever, I either use my hobby knife or I use this little wire wheel on my Dremel tool and just polished it off of there so we had bare plastic to work with. And this is the foundation of the model that it sits on, you know, so we want it to be really strong. And it all came out really great. I'm working on the engine, getting the engine put together, and I'll be dropping that in here sometime this week. But I wanted to show you guys how the chassis turned out. It looks really cool. And one of the things I'm doing here, as you can see, I'm got it sitting on, it's drying right now, and I've got it sitting on this tile here. This is a perfectly true surface, and you want to make sure that when you're building a model car, especially, that you test it out on a perfectly flat surface when you've got the tires and wheels and everything mounted. That way it makes sure it's all square and everything, and it won't do the rocking action, you know, where you've got one tire up too high, or maybe the springs didn't line up correctly or something like that. But it's just a little thing that I do here for that. I'll tilt the camera down here just a little bit and tighten up on the chassis for you, and you can see the detail here. At the back, we've got these really cool little carriage lamps that I painted in gold, and then I just did a little bit of Tamiya transparent red over the lenses. These are supposed to be the stoplights on this hot rod, so that turned out really cool too. And I did the chassis in the silver aluminum color to kind of match the box art here. You can kind of just see the front end of it sticking out there and a little bit on the sides, but I matched all that up. They went and de-chromed everything on this, kind of dulled it all down. As you can see, they did it in gray and all that, but it looks much cooler with the chrome. So it's got a lot of detail on it. Like I said, it's a great little kit, and we're going to be having a lot of fun with this. What I'm going to do now with you guys is I'm going to take you over to the spray booth area, and we're going to be spraying down the actual coach part of this. I've mixed up this color here to sort of match this gold, and we're going to spray that and do a nice clear coat over the top of that when we finish up. We've got some wood color that we're going to use to do paint these inserts here on the sides, and you can see a little bit of detail here on the back of the box art. The wooden inserts that are there and all the detail. We're going to paint the curtains and everything on that, make it look really nice. So let's head over to the spray booth area, guys. It'll take me just a second to set up, and I'll come back and we'll spray our nice base coat down on this. I've got all the parts cleaned up and primed and ready to go. See you with that in just a couple seconds. Be right back. All right, everybody, we've moved over to the spray booth now, and we're going to spray down our base color onto our coach parts now that we have for our Boot Hill Express. I've mixed up a really nice little shade of gold here, and I've got this all ready to go. I've strained it and everything, and it's been properly thinned. So let's just go ahead and put some in our airbrush here, and we'll lay this down. This should be a really nice looking color to put on here. Just kind of set this off to the side. And we'll just do a little test spray here. Looks like we're flowing really good. So I'm going to start off on this end down here and just coat these down. I like the color. I kind of went just a little bit more of a richer gold than they had, what they showed on the box art there. Just change it up just a little bit. I'm going to be painting this seat cushion here in the middle black, so I'm just kind of getting around the edges here a little bit. Okay, load up a little bit more paint. Okay, back to it here. Yeah, this is going to be a really nice color. I like it. Just kind of working around the center of this part here because we're going to be having our kind of gold highlights there, and we'll have the wooden floor. That's going to look really sweet. We've got the wood on the side here on the sides of the coach and the nice curtains and everything in there. So I'm going to leave the tassels gold here, but we're going to paint the curtains kind of a crimson red color. I think that'll look pretty sweet. Hit this again. Make sure I got all my edges real good. Okay, awesome. Now we'll go ahead and force dry this just a little. Yeah, this is going to turn out really nice. I'm having a lot of fun building this kit again, like I said. Glad that they're repopping some of these kits. You know, these classics from our past, they're really hard to find if they don't get reproduced, and then of course they wind up being really expensive too on eBay or Amazon or wherever you might be able to find them. So, pretty cool. You can see they're dulling down now as they dry. We're going to put a really nice gloss clear coat on top of these. Make them look real nice. Okay guys, so I'll just kind of check them here real quick. Looks like they're pretty good, so now I can flip them over, and we're going to go ahead and paint the back side now. That's the beauty of using this solvent-based paint. If you were using enamel and stuff like that, you'd be waiting a day or two for this to be totally dry before you could do what I'm doing here, but This particular kind of paint has the advantage of being able to do that. I'm just going to make sure we get everything stuck down real good here. And we'll go ahead and hit these parts. I'm going to get a new piece of tape for this one. There we go. And stick this one down here. Make sure we got enough paint left over. Let's go ahead and load that up before we get going. Definitely be saving that color, but using that for something else. I really like how that came out. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the rest of this. You notice I'm just holding a constant on the trigger, you know, none of that squirting and spraying. That's how you get splatters, and just let your, you know, unless you're doing some kind of small little detail parts where you need to do that, but these bigger parts, you can just let it flow nice and even like that. Okay, just ran out of paint, but we've got everything covered up really good. So we're going to let these dry now. I'm going to just hit them just real lightly with my heat gun here. The old switch is starting to go bad. I've used this thing so much. Come on, baby. There we go. I do this because I just like to get a little bit of force drying started on it. That way no dirt or hair or anything can get stuck on it. And if it does, it's already dry on the surface and it'll just brush right off, and it won't ruin our paint job there. So just takes a little light going over. With this solvent-based paint, it's just basically evaporating the reducer real quick that's in the paint, and they'll be dry. Okay guys, so we'll come back and show you these parts a little bit towards the end of the show after they've been sitting a little bit, but I'm going to head back over to the bench now, and we're going to do a little bit of work on the Shuttle Tydirium. I've been working on the mounting of that so I can get ready to the mounting rod for the center, and to run my wiring up through that, and then we're going to be able to close up, install our upper bulkhead today and get that upper wing mounted, and the main body of the model closed up. So we'll see you with that in just a couple seconds, everybody. Hang tight, be right back. All right, everyone, here we are working on our Shuttle Tydirium, moving right along on this one. I'm really happy with how this one's coming out too. You can see I've got the mounting rod here installed that's going to go on our display base. I've got my wiring passed up through there, just a couple of wires for the power to come into the model. Nothing fancy on this one, just going to turn all the lights on with one switch that we talked about last time, which will light up our engine, our cockpit, and our flood lamps on the front side of our wings. And so we're getting ready to put what I call the big piece on. This is the upper wing and the upper bulkhead here that's got to go down on top. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and tie my wiring all together, my power wiring here. I'm going to solder these wires onto our main power inlet that we worked on last time, that we kind of tied everything together here. So just getting this ready to go, kind of clear everything out of the way here, and we'll just kind of wrap this wire around and get this all set up so we can solder it together. And then we're going to tie our top wing in, our wiring for our top wing there. We've just got that one little flood lamp on the top of the wing that we need to attach to this main harness, and then we can drop this whole thing down and get it all buttoned up. And this is going to come out great. So I've got my solder iron all warmed up here, and let's get these tied down. Get these in place first, and then we'll worry about the harness for the flood lamp on the top wing. And what I'll do before I button this up is I'll test this with my power supply. So let me do that right now, and make sure we've got good connection coming in there. Don't want to get it all closed up and then find out it didn't work. I'm going to be mounting this on a polar lights base, just the regular dome base. I'm going to make a little soundboard for it with my soundboard thing. And you can see we've got everything working. All of our cockpit lighting's working, our engine lighting is working there, our wingtips are working. So we'll just kind of swing this around here and get this one ready to tie in as well. Whoops, don't want to dump it off the bench. Wouldn't be good. That's why we call it the big part for a reason. It's a kind of a gangly thing here to handle. So I want to get this all glued down and put in place. Just get this wire wrapped around here. Positive side. Oh. Let's try that again. My JB weld isn't quite dry in here, so I'm trying to stay away from it. I don't want to get goop all over everything here. I used a little bit of JB weld to hold the mounting rod in place, and that'll be like strong as a rock when that's completely dry. And we'll leave the mount in the base just held in with gravity. That way the model will be able to swivel, so we can turn it around and see the engine detail and all that when we want to. That one. Let's go for the negative side now. Hopefully I'm not blocking this out with my big head. All right. Okay. Now we can power this up again and make sure, yep, we've got our, you can see we've got our top wingtip light going on there. And so everything's good. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take another quick break here, guys, and I'm going to come back and we're going to get all our glue and everything ready. I'll get this propped up on its base so that I can work on this from the proper angle and get this glued down and sealed up. We're going to have to do a bunch of putty work. I've got to putty all the way around the cockpit and around all this stuff. But for now, what we're going to do is get it secured in place. So I'll be right back with that, everybody. All right, everybody, I've got everything ready to go now, and we're going to go ahead and drop this down. I've test fitted it again. I had to do a little bit of trimming around some of the bulkhead here to get it so it's going to close all the way, but it's ready to rock. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. I'm going to glue all around my areas here. Want to make sure I use plenty of glue on this. And so we've got a really nice strong bond. And then once this is done, I'll let this sit probably a day or so, and then I'm going to come and start doing all the putty work around the seams, which there's a lot to do on this. All around these gaps here on the sides, and then I've got to do around the cockpit, like I mentioned. Make sure we don't have light leaks and stuff, but nothing that we haven't done before. So we're going to make sure we got a nice thick, don't want to see that on that little hinge detail there, but let's make sure we get a nice glob in here. Normally, like I said, I use toothpicks on the small stuff, but this, I want a nice thick glue bead all the way around so that it holds good for us. Okay, got that out of the way. Time to, let's get you up a little higher here. Time to drop the big piece, as we call it. Okay, make sure all of our wiring's tucked in. Everything looks good. Lower this down on here. Yeah, it fits really, really tight on the sides. I'm going to go ahead and put clamps on the front here. I had to, like I said, do a little bit of creative grinding there to get the gaps to close up for me. Got that on there. Nothing's dry yet here, so everything's kind of flimsy and flopping around. So I've got all these little pieces of tape here that I pre-set up. So I'm just going to stick these on. Get our sides closed up. Kind of go around the back here and make sure it's all good. Looks good there. And we'll do this side over here. A little bit of excess glue there. Tape works really good for doing this kind of thing. You guys see me using it all the time on my big enterprise models and stuff. This tape is so sticky and strong that it'll act just like a clamp and hold it all together. And put one more right here. All right, guys. Wing's still kind of floppy up on the top there. We'll definitely let that dry as well. So here she is, kind of floppy and loose, but this will all be secure and dried and everything real good when it's all done. And that's going to look really cool. This is a huge model, so come back next week. We'll show you doing the I'll have the putty work done on that, and we'll be doing all the final painting on this and getting all the panel detail painted on this and all the little greelies put on that go on it here and there, the cannons, the little details that are on it here and there. So it's really looking good, guys. Okay, we're going to head back over now to the bench. We've wrapped up all the work that we're going to be showing for tonight. I'm going to do a little demo when I come back of another soundboard I've been working on to show you guys for the Submarine Seaview. That kit, as you guys know, has been repopped and is going to be coming out again very shortly, along with the, that's the Mobius, the big 1/128 scale kit, and along with the Flying Sub. So I decided to work on a soundboard for that with some really cool stuff. And I've got the one for the Seaview completed, and then we'll be working on the one for the Flying Sub as well. So we'll show you that when we come back, and then we're going to head over to the Q&A session and do our shout-outs for tonight and see what you guys are talking about. Be right back, everybody. Okay, everybody, back with you again, and here is a look at another board that I've just come out with. This is from our TrekWorks Signature Series line of soundboards and lighting boards. This one features sounds only. This is for the classic submarine sea view from the original television show Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And I've got 5 individual sounds on this board. This board will work with the Mobius Seaview model or any of the other scale models of the Seaview that's been put out over the years. You could mount this in the base of the model if you're building a small one and it won't fit inside, or however you want to do it. But we've got 5 original sounds from the classic television show. The first button activates the original television opening theme song, and then it's looped into the following closing theme song. So you have the whole thing in one kind of session there, so it's really nice. The second button is the ambient sounds of the control room, featuring the sonar in the background and all the different instruments that were operating in the control room that we all remember from the show. And then thirdly, we have the order to dive, 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 and all the sounds that go on with the klaxon going off when they submerge and everything. And then number 4 is the classic underwater sonar ping that we heard whenever the Seaview was running submerged, when the ship would do its flyby scenes from the outside. And then finally, the 5th one, and we have Captain Crane giving the order, send a charge through the hull, power up the reactors. That was when they would, have a big monster grabbing a hold of them, trying to crush the sub and stuff. And it's pretty cool, guys. So I'm going to play these for you one at a time. And here we go. We're going to play the first one, which is the opening theme music, the Jerry Goldsmith. Okay, how about that, guys? That's one of my favorites. Just beautiful music, one of the best theme songs ever for a TV show. Okay, we're going to go to number 2 here, which is the ambient sound of the control room. Here we go. Button number 2. Okay, and then we have button number 3, which is the order to dive, dive, dive.
Take it down, Mr. Morton. Aye, aye, sir. Mr. O'Brien, prepare to dive. Aye, aye. Clear as that. Make it 90 feet, Mr. Morton. 90 feet, sir. Next, clear. Very well. Dive. All dive. All dive.
All right, and then we have number 4 here, which is the classic underwater pinging sound. I've extended this sound fairly long so you can have it running for a while if you want to show your model with that running. So here we go. As you can see, that one plays for quite a while, and of course you can extend it longer just by hitting the button again. Okay, we're going to wrap it up with number 5, which is Captain Crane giving the send a charge through the hull order. Get rid of that big monster. Here we go.
Reactors up full. Send a charge to the hull.
Okay, guys, so there you go. This is another great little board. It's going to be very inexpensive too. This one's only $25 plus shipping. So if you're interested in one of these, like I said, the Mobius Seaview kit's going to be repopped here and re-released, so the kit's going to be ready available. And this will be a nice little complement to add to your display. So thanks for checking it out, guys. We're going to head back over to the bench now for our closing comments, and we'll see you there in just a couple seconds, everyone.
Okay, back with you again, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. We did a lot of cool on the bench work, had a lot of fun working on everything. We're going to be back next week for episode 57 of the Model Shop. We're going to be back on at 8 o'clock Central Time, live like we usually are. And we had a great crowd with us last week. The audience keeps getting bigger and bigger. I just want to say a special thanks to everybody, too, for supporting our project of the TrekWorks Signature Series soundboards and lighting effects. Had a tremendous response to that, and it's really helping me out a lot here to present a better show and everything. I'm using the funds to bring you more and more stuff on the bench and improve our little show that we're doing here every week. I hope you guys noticed that we had a better picture too. We're broadcasting in 720p now in high definition, and I've went to this Bluetooth headset here so that we can avoid our sound issues in the future. Kind of embarrassing last week where I was talking about 30 minutes and didn't have any sound. Next week's show, we're going to be doing another model kit review. This is the brand new, just released AMT 125th scale Batmobile. This is my very favorite Batmobile, guys. This is an awesome kit. We're going to build this up here on the show for you. We're going to do lighting and everything on this. And this is the 1989 version that I think is the best Batmobile of all time. It's just totally cool. And this is a great kit. It's been repopped again with some new features. So we'll show you a complete out-of-the-box review of that next week. And then we're also going to be back to work on the Boot Hill Express and finishing up on the Shuttle Tydirium. We're getting really close to finishing it up. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing the paint work, and I'll have it all propped up and secured on the base and everything. And we'll be getting really close to the end. So, again, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Until we do, take care and happy modeling, everyone. Good night.